Hello students, this is a video to talk about and demonstrate how to use a pick. A pick for the guitar, the proper name is a plectrum, okay? And so I have an electric guitar back here, not the usual classical guitar that I use. And so I use an acrylics pick that I get from Strings by Mail. These are great picks. They actually have kind of a beveled edge along the side. So a lot of picks are just cut, straight down, and you just got this. It's a smooth edge that they put on those picks, but it's still just a straight edge. With a beveled edge pick, you have a little bit more flexibility. I know it's just truly a fine difference, but it does make a difference. And these picks are kind of slick, but they're easy to hold on to. As you get better with your pick, you'll find that you won't drop your pick very often, and also you'll find that you won't drop it into your guitar if you have an F hole. So picking a single note, you're going to use what I call the solid downstroke. Your pick's going to be about 45 degrees to the strings, and you just pick straight down and come off of one string and land on another. If you're down here on the first string, it's the exact same thing, except there's no string. It's a zero string, but you just make the same movement. It's no different, except there's nothing to land on. I actually put my right hand here. If I'm just picking a single string, I'm actually resting my little finger on the strings down here, because, for instance, I'm picking on the sixth string, but I'm sitting on the strings that are like strings 1, 2, and 3, so I'm not even touching that string. So I've got a real stable thing to work from here. If I move across, I just move my hand down a little bit. See that? I'll show you a different view in a moment. And then if I do an upstroke with the pick, which I don't recommend you try until you've mastered what I call the solid downstroke. The good thing about the solid downstroke is it sounds better, okay? And it's really stable, because I know exactly where the pick is right now. I played the sixth string, the pick's on the fifth string. I don't have to guess. A lot of players at first will start to flick their pick, like coming out like this. And that just puts you out in the air somewhere. In other words, for instance, I can hit that sixth string, but if I was on the fifth string, I gotta look. I want to go back to that fifth string for sure. Granted, I've been doing it for a long time. I missed, see? So here, I am positive that I won't miss, and it sounds better. Okay. So that's the thing about this. Now, that's the thing about picking single notes, or really even chords. So you're kind of maintaining this 45-degree angle, but when you strum, it's kind of a different technique. I'll strum an E chord down here. So it's this movement. I'm not using my whole arm to do this. You can, it looks good. It looks like you're really into it, but we're just talking about just making a good sound on the guitar and being sure about what we're doing. So it's this movement here. Now, I'm going to hold my pick really light, and the sound is not nearly as loud. But if all I have to do, I'm not going to change my movement, the amount of force that I have with my arm. I'm just going to grip the pick tighter. And so you instantly get a much louder sound. Now that's for a downstroke. The upstroke with the upstrum, let me put it that way, with the pick is the same thing. It's the same movement. But you hold the pick light enough Granted, it's kind of at a 45-degree angle. It's at a slight angle when I'm going this direction. But when I come back, I just have to let the pick do the work. I'm holding it light enough that it does the work for me. I just have to move it. And once again, if I tighten up, and I'm also at this point, instead of holding the pick like this to pick single notes, I hold it more like a tripod. I've got these two fingers here and my thumb is on the other side. So yeah, I do hold my pick differently when I strum. And the pick is more at a right angle to the strings also. Not exactly, but you know, I don't do any extra work, you know, trying to change the angle with my hand. You notice the angle of my hand doesn't change at all. I'm not doing this. You know, that's too much movement. All right, so that's a little bit about that from this angle. Now I'm going to reposition the camera and show you kind of an up close. Okay, so this is obviously a different view. It's about as close as I can get in. Move it just a little bit more. Now, what you have now is you can see there's the strings and the pick. Now look at that pick. When I do a downstroke, and look where these fingers, I'm not, these fingers right here are not above the strings. They're on it. My little finger is sitting on the strings right here. So when I pick the 6th string, I come right off of there, and you can see I'm just landing on the 5th string. And honestly, I just stay there until I have to play the next note. I don't go anywhere. So one thing, the sound you get that way is consistent from string to string to string. It's not a different tone each time. It's certainly a different pitch. So that takes care of this one. If I go to the 1st string, my hand, my little finger is still in the same position. It's just now on the pick guard. Okay? And when I come off of the 1st string, it's almost like I'm pretending, which I do. I call it the 0 string, the invisible 0 string. But I don't move any more than I have to. In other words, I'm not going, you know, I guess I could, but I'm not going to. Very efficient. And that handles the downstroke. The upstroke, when picking single notes, the only thing that changes is the direction. The pick stays exactly the same. It's still at about 45 degrees, maybe less. But it's no different, okay? In other words, I don't expect you to get a device and measure 45 degrees. It's just kind of a comfortable angle. Like so. And the upstroke is just the other direction. But it's not this. It's not this. And it's not this. Okay, you're not going to flick the pick. I call that flicking the pick, where you take the pick and you go. See that? It's a lousy sound at that. It's just a simple down and a simple up. So when you play a scale passage, or let's do the fantastically useful pentatonic scale. Here's a major scale. And notice, when we're not to this point yet, I know, but I'm using strict alternating picking. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now that covers single notes. Now once again, when we start to talk about strumming, we've talked about this back here. Okay, that it's just, you know, it's just this. It's just my forearm that's doing all the work. Okay, I'm going to open this up just a tad. There we go. Even more, I think. Even more would be better. Here's a down strum. And notice the pick. You know, if I had to just do a down strum, I'd probably leave my pick at 45. But I'm holding it differently, where I hold it like this for single note picking. When I go to strum, I do this. See that? It's really, this is kind of a tripod thing I've got going here. I've got two fingers here and my thumb is on the other side. And I hold the pick a lot looser, so the pick effectively just kind of, it does the work for me. When I go down, the pick gives. And when I come back up, it's doing that. I'm not taking my hand and going down strum, up strum. Way too much work. And if I want to play louder, I hold the pick tighter. Okay, so that is the lesson on picking technique. It's very simple. Honestly, it's not a complicated thing. Just keep those things in mind. As you look through the guitar community, you'll see all kinds of stuff that's done. However, the better studio players, the people that are called in to be session players, you know, I guarantee you they've all got simple techniques that ensure that they don't miss notes, basically. So that's what we got. And as usual, if you have any questions, drop me a note. Okay? Thanks.